It's a new day. I'm making these videos on embodiment because I really believe that an awareness of sensation can gently and consistently improve the quality of life that I'm experiencing, that you're experiencing. Not because something is being fixed, but because we're expanding our capacity for living and for dealing with all the things that come up. There's a profound shift in how we sense and deal with time as we deepen into an embodiment practice. And I want to talk about that next. I just finished a series of videos attempting to explore and describe some of the benefits of embodiment. And inevitably, those conversations lead to an experience of time. Embodiment is a practice of becoming aware of physical sensation, and that has to lead to an experience of a conversation about being present and present momentness, real time, in the momentness. This is what I want to talk about today. Encroaching, unwanted things, the mechanics of fear, the mechanics of dread, the mechanics of recoiling, resistance, pulling back, seeing, perceiving, knowing that something is looming, that something unwanted is looming, and choosing to pull your attention back into this moment right now. Embodiment is not a concept, it's a practice. Embodiment is not a concept, it's an experience. So if you're here and you're hanging out with me long enough to listen to what I'm saying right now, I want you to become aware of your present moment sensation and experience. I want you to become aware of right now. I want you to look around your environment. I want you to listen to what you hear outside of the sound of my voice. Do you hear vehicles? Do you hear birds? Do you hear people talking? Do you hear, some kind of TV, radio device? Do you hear advertisements? What do you hear in the background? What do you hear around you? What do you see around you? And last but not least, what do you feel? What are the sensations you're feeling in your throat, in your shoulders, in your head, in your belly? What is your posture? What is your posture in this moment? Posture is a beautiful conversation to have, talking about it and thinking about it, because it's literal and metaphorical, and somehow there's a connection there. How you are holding yourself. We're all kind of like this all day on our devices. What happens when you lift your body, even inside your imagination, even if you don't physically change your body or have the capacity to, depending on your body? What if you just through your imagination, lift your attention? What happens then? back to this idea of an encroaching, unwanted thing. One of the things I've been experimenting with and playing with is relaxing into constriction. And I've been talking about this on the channel for years, but there are layers to the onion. So the practice gets deeper and deeper as I engage with my own consciousness. So I'll take an example of social discomfort, which is something I experience a lot. I've always been a good masker. I've always been able to kind of charge into a situation and just kind of grit my teeth and put my game face on and do the thing. But a few years back, when I deepened into my embodiment practice, that ability to mask started to break up a little. And I couldn't quite grab onto the pieces of it like I used to, because I had a desire and an understanding that I wanted to really feel good as myself as I was moving through the world and in different rooms and engaging with different people. And so there is, I can't speak about it in the past tense yet, but there is this kind of awkward phase of that where I am feeling what I actually feel in the spaces that I'm in. And so there is a kind of awkwardness that I make room for. The awkwardness is there at times, and then at other time it kind of melts away a little into a gooey, warm willingness, a willingness to connect, a willingness to make eye contact, a willingness to listen, a willingness to be seen, a willingness to be absorbed and witnessed and digested. And there's also this kind of physical and conversational and social awkwardness at times, and it flows. It's like a swath of reality that I'm making room for. So that's my experience right now in the world, whether I'm doing a video or outside or talking to people or having interactions and conversations with people. Wherever I am, there's this kind of flow, this ever-moving flow of experience. Now, let's say I have something coming up, like a meeting, an event, where I'm going to be around people. And the part of me that is not merely introverted, but resistant to interaction, because I think you can be an introvert and still love people. But let's say I'm having a moment where I'm just like, wow, I just want to go back under the covers. Those of us who are introverts know what it feels like to spend your energy and then need to retract and go back and just kind of recharge the battery. And what I'm talking about is the feeling of going into the spending of energy, going into the social dynamic. What I sometimes will experience is a reluctance and a pulling back. Like, oh, I don't want to do that. Or I might want to do it, but it's still kind of like a fight with myself. Like, I don't want to move. I don't want to move into that experience. And that triggers a freezy type of feeling, the freeze response, and maybe even a little bit of fight. And so what I've been practicing lately is letting myself feel that. The more I let myself feel what's actually happening, the more I let myself feel the sensations in my body, the more I show up in different spaces as myself with my awkwardness, with my willingness, the more warm and willing I feel in my body. The more I am relaxing from the inside out. So I don't have words for it. It's embodiment. It's an embodied approach to being outside and in the world. But it's also an awareness of the moment and an embracing of the moment. So the resistance to the moment is, I can't wait till this is over, or I can't wait till this period passes. I can't wait till this thing is gone, whatever this thing is. And what I'm suggesting is drop your shoulders in it. I'm not saying love it. I'm not saying, oh, I want more of this unwanted thing. I'm just saying it's here. It's happening. Drop your shoulders in it, in the experiencing of it. Drop your shoulders, soften your jaw, let your arms hang. That's that's what I've been experiencing. I just let my arms hang next to my body like two sausages. It's just so awkward. It's so awkward. But I just let my arms hang and feel the heat and the intensity of that. It's really interesting. That is the present moment. That's what's happening. That is being present. Being present with myself in the awkwardness of a moment. I invite myself out of the chatter of the mind that says, oh, I can't wait till this is over. It's kind of like a squirminess. I'm squirming out of the present moment into a future moment where things are better. I pull back into right now with my imagination and my body. Somatically and perceptually, I pull back and land in right now and let myself feel the heat of right now, of my face, of my shoulders, of my arms, of my hands. And just for a little while, just for a few seconds, or maybe lately I've been getting bolder, so a few minutes, I let myself feel the heat, the intensity of right now. And it's very much like metaphorical physical therapy. I've been through physical therapy, so I know what it's like to not be able to do a thing with my body and then to slowly move through those feelings of resistance and tightness and stiffness and a lack of mobility, and then to feel the pain of recovery, and then to have the capacity some days or weeks later or months later. So this is kind of like physical therapy. And frankly, I return to the metaphor of physical therapy a lot in my developmental work as a person who is creating things in the world and making things and doing things and offering things. It is physical therapy. It's the willingness to move through the tough part and to deepen capacity for doing the thing, and then to come back with a little more ease later on. That is how I'm using this metaphor. So if there's something in your life today that feels like, I can't wait till this is over. I just can't wait till this is over. I invite you to physically relax into it for a few seconds at a time. Ten seconds. It doesn't matter how many seconds, 1 second, frankly. It doesn't matter how many seconds. It's the awareness of relaxing into right now that I'm inviting you into. Underneath the chatter of your thoughts, underneath the judgment and the reluctance and the regret and the sense making and the storytelling, I'm inviting you to drop down into an awareness of sensation during these times, and to keep doing that again and again and again, to keep landing in the present moment, and to see what that does for how you feel over time. How does it make you feel in your body after a few days of this? I'll stop there. It's very hard to walk the line between sharing and babbling, especially when you're talking about embodiment and a kind of experiential approach to life. So thank you for being with me. If we haven't met before, my name is Bridget. I have a podcast called Thriving in Plain Sight. And I also have coaching programs where I hold space for people. I think the real value of my coaching is that I'm bringing an embodied approach to the space, and I'm reminding the person that they also have the option of being embodied while they approach their tasks and their work and their desires. I will see you again very, very soon, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.